Hi guys, greetings. Good morning. What you fluffing there about? What's the matter? Greetings, good morning. Hi, hello, goose. Big love, big respect. How are we faring? I'm just turning on some light, turning off this desktop here and setting my microphone on. How are we doing? I'm okay, just thinking about life and all these things that happens or happening to us or for us, because some of these things happen for us, not against us, you know? So it's only a matter of differentiating what is happening, whether it's happening for you or against you. Yes, my phone stand. So we have to test the spirit and see what is happening, if it's for us or it's against us. Big love, big respect, big manners. Gratitude is a must, so we give thanks. Yes. Welcome to my channel. Another night of whatever we are doing here. So we're going to try and cover the other 9, 10, 11, 12. 9, 10, 11, 12. The other 4 chapters of the law of the multiverse. Yes, we are diving in. The multiverse, the multiverse, the multiverse, the multiverse, guys. So that's our mission here tonight. I hope you all are doing fine and good and well and beaming with clarity and all these things. Good night, good evening. And we say, blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the seat of, stand in the ways of sinners, nor in the seat of the scornful. For his delight is in the law of the Most High God, and in his law doth he meditate day and night. And he shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of water, that bringeth forth its fruit in its season. His leaf also shall not wither, and whatsoever he doeth shall prosper. No, the ungodly are not so, but are like the chaff which the wind driveth away. Therefore, guys, I'm looking for a plug for my laptop. Therefore, the ungodly are not so, but are like the chaff which the wind driveth away. Oh, something done. Give me a moment, guys. I'm just plugging in this thing here. Wow, one little thing and it take me so long to plug it in. Higher. Just plugging in my laptop because it needs to plug in. Good morning, good evening. I've got my mic here, but I'm not using this one tonight. I'm using this one. This one here on the side, yeah. I hope you are well. All of you. Big love, big respect. Thank you for liking the live. Let me see. How are you? I am good, Miss Titi. Rupert. Bezoos. Rupert, we didn't ask. What did he say there? I'm not even interested to hear what he did say. Iron Harry said hi. Greetings. Good morning, good evening. How are we faring? Today is Tuesday and it's the day of the Most High God. So we must be glad and rejoice in it. Yes, 1-8. All these apparatus that you have to do when I come live here, you know. I have to be putting and putting and tugging and putting and tugging and putting and tugging and putting. Tugging and putting and putting and tugging. Tugging, putting and tugging. Tugging and putting. Plugging, putting, tugging and putting. 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 Guys, I have a steel tongue drum here. I've got it for the longest while. I play it sometimes, but sometimes I don't play it. Lily says from the Lily Rose says from the Taliol is peak. I love your hat. Thank you. I wear all these lovely things because I like nice things. Yes. I must play it properly one day for you guys. So here we are tonight. Yes, we're not going to write with me tonight. I'm going to finish the 12 laws of the multiverse tonight. My next live will be Friday night. So Friday night, I will do the Write For Me challenge. Guys, you need I speak my story here on Sunday night. How I was asked by the priest at the local church to write something about the church. So these are the little opportunities that we are getting, the step by step by step by step, yes? So we don't know because that can lead to greater things. So we have to start somewhere. No matter how tiny or how small it is, we have to start somewhere. Erita Ton. Oh my God. Stevie Bean's show reference. Oh my God. Stevie says cool. Big love, big respect, yeah? So I'm going to tell you what we've done. Guys, I love you so much. It doesn't matter. My love is beaming because guess what? I love me first. And because I love me first, I can love all of you who come here. Thank you for your life. Thank me for the live and thank you for coming. Yes. So, Sunday night we covered most of the law of the multiverse, 12 laws. Yes. So we've covered so far, we covered the law of divine oneness, the law of vibration, the law of attraction. Guys, when I come on live here, I want you to always come, when you come on, make sure you have a pen and a paper. Because what you don't write down, you will lose it. You only can go back to what you've written down. If it's not written down, then that's it. You lose it. Yeah? So we covered the law of divine oneness, the law of vibration, the law of attraction, the law of correspondence, the law of action, the law of cause and effect, the law of compensation, the law of perpetual transmutation of energy, the law of relativity. No, we haven't done that. So the next one we're going to do tonight is the law of relativity, the law of polarity, the law of rhythm, and the law of gender. So we're going to cover it because you might have already know about them, but I am prepping your mind now. I'm poking it so you can remember. And remember to do these things, yes, because they will help you. I am telling you, they will help you. So I come here to teach you what I know, to learn from you what you know. We can learn together, we write together, we flourish together. We grow, we write, we flourish, and we publish what we write. Yes. So you must put yourself in those space. Now, I want to continue with my Write With Me challenge, but I break to just bring this law of the multiverse so that we can prepare ourselves for it, because we need to adhere to all these laws. Yeah. So come Friday night, we're going to do the Write With Me challenge, and I'll get the prompt on the way, so that we can write together. No, you might think that writing is not up your sleeves, but everybody can write. If you cannot read, ask somebody, tell them what you want, and they will write it. They will put it into words. So it's not an excuse to say, oh my God, I cannot read or I cannot write. That's not an excuse, because there's always somebody that will write for you. The few people that I have on my life when I come here, I would like to believe that by the end of 2026, guys, 10 or 15 or 20 people can say to me, I've just published my book. That would bring so much joy to me. If on the end of 2026, you can say to me, I heard you on YouTube and I have published my book, that would bring more joy to me than anything else. Mushroom Girl says, I have a question. Do you support LGBTQIA? Michelle 212 Ford say hello. Hello, my love. How are you? Mushroom Girl 124. I don't know. When you say support, I'm not sure what you mean, because I haven't got anything to support anyone, but I love all people. LGBTQIA, it doesn't matter to me. You're people, you're human beings. I'm good. How are you? Says Michelle 12. I'm happy to know that you're good. I'm also good myself. Yes, but I have no qualms. I have nothing bad to say about no one. You get it? I love all people because I love myself first. And when you find yourself into a position that you give yourself maximum love, you will love everyone, LGBTQIA or whatever they are. Yes? So feel free to come on my page and rap with me, vibe with me. Yes, no qualms at all. I always said to people, some of my best friends are LGBTQIA. I don't know if that's what you say. Yeah, both male and female, they are my friends. I have no qualms. You know what I say? You know what they say, never judge a book by its cover. That's it, Michelle. No judgment from me. We are all people. We are all citizens of the multiverse. So you're safe with me. Trust me. Yes? You're so safe with me. Let's see where we are. 7, 8, 9. Guys, we are on 9 tonight, and we've done 8. We've done up to 8 on Sunday night. The law of perpetual transmutation of energy. We covered that on Sunday night. So we are going to go into the 9th law of the 12 laws of the multiverse. Yes? Mushroom girl, you know, I even said multiverse because we are multiple. We are many. So I don't know who came up with the word universe. I don't know who came up with it. But it's not about you or you or you. It's about all of us. So I choose to change it from universe to multiverse because we are multiple. You get it? So you're safe with me. So number 9 law of the 12 laws of the multiverse is the law of relativity. It's all relative. That's what it says here. She says, I'm amazing. You know what they say. Don't judge the book. And she says, I hope you have a good night. Thank you so much. I hope the same for you. Peace and one love to you. We are all equal like a community. That's it. We are all people. Yes. We are all related. Because in the law of the multiverse, it says we are in divine oneness. You know, you might choose a different path from me, but we are all interconnected. That's what it says. So because we are connected, I cannot hurt you or anyone else. Because if I hurt you, I'm hurting myself. You get it? We are all interconnected. So it says here, imagine this. You wake up early in the morning and find it unusually bright. Only then did you realize that the iPhone's alarm did not ring. The cable was not plugged in correctly, and now the phone is dead. You're half an hour late for work. You struggle, but you always make time for your favorite daily ritual, which makes everything better. Morning American coffee from a local cafe. But today, of course, it was Dwayne, the half-wit barista, who messed up your order again, and you ended up with a cup of matcha. Matcha. Then, while you were rushing to work, you received a speeding ticket. Most people will argue that this is a bad start to the day, but George, the homeless man sitting outside the cafe, that you may not even have noticed, would be happy to swap place with you at the time. He has no bed to wake up in, no iPhone to charge, no job to be late for, so no money for a coffee or a car for a speeding ticket. If you look at what you have in life, you'll always have more. If you look at what you don't have in life, you'll never have enough. Oprah Winfrey said that. She said, if you look at what you have in life, you'll always have more. So if you look on the struggles that we face, you'll always have more struggles. So don't look at them. If you look at the pain you feel, you will have more pain. You get it? Big love, guys. Big respect. Thank you for being here. If you look at the poverty, you will have more poverty. If you look at the homelessness, that's what you will get. If you look at the No brokenness, no money. That's what you'll get. That's what she says. If you look at what you don't have in life, you'll never have enough. Like popping bubble wrap. Guys, here is a question for you. I like to pop bubble wrap. I'll pop bubbles all day, every day. Something, I find it therapeutic. I'll sit down and just pop them. So that's my thought on it. I like to pop them. So if you also like to pop bubble wraps, you can put it in here. Yes, it is satisfying, somebody says. Michelle said that. Do you live in the US? No, I live in England. I live in England. So guys, tell me your thoughts on popping bubble wraps. I like them. It calms my nerve. So this law reminds us that experiences are not good or bad. Experience is just experience, yes? Whether you want to class it bad or good, but it's not even bad or good. If you have experience in, and that's all we get at the end of the day. That's all you will take home, your experience. Yes? The life you live, how you live it, and things like that. They are neutral. It is our human perceptions, emotions, thoughts, and judgments that evaluate experiences. And comparing them in is the reason for creating good and bad labels. I believe we should not calculate them like that. Good, because in your next stream, I will donate 499.99 pounds. Thank you. You'll have to ask me for my bank details first, and I'll give you my bank details. Thank you. Big love. So, no, I am not saying that we all go out and remove our brains. But the law is a reminder of the power of perception. Use this insight to your advantage. A good or bad situation is not a fundamental truth. It is just a perception you experience based on comparing this experience with something else. Guys, I hope you are getting it. The advice in this section says, looking at a bad situation from a different perception can actually help you transmute it into gratitude. No matter how bad it is for you, someone will always be in a worse situation. Rather than feeling like a victim, reframe it to feel gratitude. I give thanks for this experience. I am grateful for missing the bus this morning. That's one of the things that you must not be sorry of it, because you don't know if when you catch that bus, something bad probably would happen. So you have to turn them into gratitude. Yes? I am grateful I missed the bus. Yes? Things like that. When looking at things in isolation, the law of relativity is related to the neutrality or naturality of things. Therefore, so a particular person's experience, emotion, or behavior is evaluated as good or bad before comparing it to something else. Can you give me a shout out? This is Slot Plays Games. Hi, Slot Plays Games. How are you? I hope you're well. Today is Tuesday. I hope life is good to you and treating you according. A big shout out to you. Big love, big respect. Yeah. For example, you may think you are poor, but it may also be because you have three wealthy uncles. By keeping this law in mind, you can pay attention to the fact that no matter what happens to you, there will always be multiple perspectives. Trying to see through these different perspectives can make you more. Greetings, guys. Thank you for liking the live. Making you more grateful and can also tell you where you can improve in your life. This law states that we tend to compare things to the world, but in reality, everything is neutral. Relativism exists in everything. Ultimately, meaning comes down to our perspective and our perception. Yes? So it's how you look at things, guys, how you look at it. Big love, big respect. Please remember to like the live, guys. Please subscribe. Thank you for your comments. And you can give me an answer to that. Do you like popping bubbles? I have to go, but you have a bestest day ever. Thank you, Michelle, my love. Big love. Greetings, Defon or Defonot. Say hello to me. Hello, how are you? I like making bubbles. Garav, big love. Me too. I like to do it. So we're reading from the law of the multiverse. I'm at the 9th one. There are 12 ones that we should adhere to. So I've covered some of it and I'm at the 9th one. So I'm going to cover 10, 11, and 12, and then we finish the full book. So it says, applying this law can help us understand the most difficult parts of our lives with greater compassion. For example, if we feel ungrateful about our living situation, it would be because we are comparing our arrangements with someone else's. On the other hand, it would be better if we appreciate what we have without having to compare it with something else. There is nothing good or bad, nor is anyone born good or bad. Everything is a series of expressions, and there is more than one point of view for any situation or challenge. In other words, we are the ones who give meaning to things, so we can choose to see things as bad or as good for us. Big love. And guys, this brings me to the end of chapter 9. So we're going on to chapter 10, which is the law of polarity. There are two sides to everything. That's what it says. The law of polarity, there are two sides to everything. Everything has an opposite on the same continuum. How would you know what heat is if you didn't experience the cold? How would you know the feeling of joy if you never felt sad? You need one to experience the other, and this is the essence of polarity. So let's take a moment to be grateful for the bad things in life that allows us to experience good things. I live in a climate where we have cold and dreary winters, but I have learned that this is what makes the joy of spring such a wonderful experience, and what makes me love and appreciate hot summer days even more. Big love. All truths are built, all truths are but half truths, and every truth is half false. There are two sides to everything. Opposites are identical in nature, yet different in degree. When I was talking about it on Sunday, I was saying, guys, a few times I've been out and about, and people asking me if I know such a person because they said I look like somebody else. I look like somebody else, and somebody else look like somebody else, and we all look alike because we are related. Yes? We are interconnected, so we always will look alike. We can apply the same concept to our emotions. Through the despair of losing a loved one due to illness, we can learn to appreciate our health instead of taking time with family and friends for granted. Without sadness, how do we know what happiness is like? Without one, the other ceases to exist. All our human emotions are part of the human experience and serve a greater purpose, whether they feel good or not. Arafa, I love it. Thank you. Kids like making bubbles too with their nose. And it's Garaf. They've got some things here in England, some bottle where you pull the straw out and you blow it, and it make a lot of bubbles. Gara says you should start singing song like Marley Brothers. I maybe one day. I do sing, but I might not. I was going to say something negative, but I'm not, because this law of these 12 laws of the multiverse is teaching me a lot of things, especially when I spoke about the law of attraction, the law of action, the law of relativity, the law of correspondent, the law of when I talk about these things, I learned so much. The law of perpetual transmutation of energy. When I talk about law of compensation, I must make my words be positive. When I speak about the law of cause and effect, I must change my vocabulary to be in alignment with these laws. When I talk about the law of vibration, I must do better. So now we can apply the same concept to our emotions. I've just said that in it. Since all points on the emotional continuum are necessary to provide a complete life experience, we can accept that negative emotions have a purpose. If we are angry, sad, or depressed, this is valid emotion with a reason. What does it teach you? Now you tell me. We tend to resist and suppress those emotions because they don't feel right. However, once we go beyond this point, there will be some important information that will help in our emotional and personal growth. So the advice in this segment, it says negative emotions are inevitable but necessary. Without them, we would not know what positive emotions are. The goal is to accept the emotion, and instead of focusing on resisting it, accept it and focus on how it can help you to move on. When considering the law of polarity, the most important thing to remember is that absolutely everything has an opposite. And it is the existence of these opposites that allow us to understand our lives. Therefore, when you experience some difficulties, it will help you to truly appreciate the good development ahead. Yes, guys? By remembering this regularly, you can improve your ability to be resilient during difficult times. For example, Although a bad breakup is painful, it will teach you what does not work for you in a relationship and help you to find what works in the end. See how boasty this is? This law says that everything in life has an opposite. Good and evil, love and fear, hot and cold. The key is to understand that these are two sides of the same coin. Use this mantra to work with this law. All contrast brings more clarity. If you are faced with a difficult situation like a breakup or a health issue, for example, tune into what the opposite looks like, which may reveal a new perspective or a lesson. I love these stories. They're not stories, they're reality. This is the real thing I'm talking about. I love it. This law can play a big role when you study its meaning. However, in the simplest terms, everything has two opposing parts. For example, low and high, slow and fast, white and black, confused. I know this can be very intense. Yes? Even pink and blue, purple and green, periwinkle and white. Yes, so we're dealing with the opposite. But think of it this way: everything is good, and with good comes bad. Conversely, for example, if you are in bad situation, then there must also be some good in it. Whether it's from what you learned from the situation or what happened after the incident, nothing is completely wrong, no matter how you look at it. Everything has an opposite side. If there is an increase, there's also a decrease. If there is light, there's also darkness. It cannot exist without the other. Experiencing these polarities is part of the human experience. They also help us learn from our mistakes and help us identify what we don't want so that we can be more aware of what we want. Guys, and that brings me to the 10th chapter of the 12 laws of the multiverse. And now we are going into the 11th chapter of the multiverse. And it says the law of rhythm. Have you seen some people walking, even some ladies, and they're walking and they're walking? That's rhythm. Have you ever seen black people dancing to music, dancing to the tune of the music? That is rhythm. So the law of rhythm, nothing is permanent. All the little scloops that we're going through, nothing is permanent. Yes. So the earth revolves around the sun. Yes, yes. The moon revolves around the earth. Yes. And the earth rotates once every 24 hours. That's what they say. The four seasons changes, the tide ebbs and flows, day turns to night and becomes day again. These are expressions of rhythm for thousands of years. Thousands of years. Energy is always moving, and these movements create cycles and patterns. We have seen such examples in the stock market, socio-political tendencies, and life circles. Each stage has a different purpose. Function, but together they are essential to the overall situation. So then we are going to say to be interested in the changing of the seasons is a happier state of mind than to be hopelessly in love with the spring. Big love, big respect. Where are we, guys? Tonight is Tuesday night. Don't tell me that it's dead around here. No, we want to wake up all the dry bones because we're not going to live our lives dead. So we want all the dry bones to get life and to rise up. Dry bones, where are you? Dry bones, where are you? We are in the law of rhythm, so you must be moving. Because if you are not moving, you are dead. The law of rhythm we are in. And we are saying rhythm is everywhere. Everywhere it should be. Rhythm is everywhere. We are vibrating. We tend to stick to a certain stage without understanding the overall situation. We like bull markets, long summers, progressive politics because it feels good. But as we learned in the law of polarity, we actually need more stages because they are part of a larger whole. This law teaches us to step back 100 steps and realize that everything has its time. We often hope that things meet our conditions and schedule, but if we just take a deep breath and be patient, we will see that the trend is always reversing. Believe in the process. As with the outside world, the same principle applies to us. Our thoughts, moods, and emotions are constantly changing. When we are sad, we often feel that this feeling will last forever. When I am in a bad mood, one of my favorite mantras is, "This will not last forever." The idea itself creates a scale of vibration that gradually rises. Likewise, it is important to remember this concept when things are going well because we know it is not permanent. Understanding this law helps us develop a mindset of gratitude, which is one of the easiest high frequency emotions to use at any given moment. This will not last forever. Guys, you must always remember that mantra. This will not last forever. It will not last. It's only a matter of time. Sometimes it's 6 months. Sometimes it's 3 months. Sometimes it's only a week. Sometimes it's 9 days. Jamaica people say 9 days. Whatever happened to you after 9 days, everybody forget it. So 9 days. Some things only last for a year, some for 2 years probably. But it depends on how long you allow it to last. Sometimes you just have to kick it and do what will bring good to you. Go with the flow and web. We are in this other segment. It says, go with the flow of the rhythm. Yeah? We do not control these rhythms, but if we can learn to go with the flow instead of resisting it, we will be much happier in the long term. If you planted an orchard in October, you will be frustrated. You'll be a frustrated gardener. But if you have the patience to wait until spring, you will be abundant. The advice in this segment says, when things are going well, appreciate it while it lasts. Go with the flow when things don't go well. Knowing that better days are right in front of you, you will feel comforted. Learn to observe the ebb and flow of life patiently, having faith that there is a time for everything. The ebb and the flow. The ebb and the flow. The ebb is when your frequency is down, is when things, dry grounds, dry bones, no rain. That's the ebb. The flow is when things comes in abundance. So in everything, just remember, be mindful of the ebb and the flow. Yes? So then it says, guys, we're up here somewhere, and it says, sometimes referred to as a law of perpetual motion, the law of rhythm unsurprisingly focuses on movement. In particular, it refers to the fact that everything happens in cycles. You can see this in nature, for example, during the season and the aging process of the body. However, it also applies to all stages of a person's life. And reflecting on this can help you gain perspective. Today's season may be good, but nothing is permanent. So enjoy while it lasts. Or you may be in the negative part of the cycle now, but this may be preparing you for the boom in the next month's cycle. As long as we know that. The cycles are a natural part of the universe or the multiverse physically. You can think of the seasons on Earth. In our own lives, we can remember that integration is as important as growth. We hope we are in particular way all the time, whether we are thinking about our health or productivity, but this is not sustainable. Thank you for the likes. Big love, big respect. Take note of your internal rhythms as try to work with them instead of fighting them. Do you feel deteriorated? Maybe it's because it's better to give yourself a little rest instead of powering through. I feel this deteriorating oftentimes. Yes? And I fight it sometimes. With all the discouragement and things not going as planned, and when you expect something and this thing didn't work out as you expected it, I feel that deterioration all the time, but I must take rest. I must rest. I must close my eyes. I must sit in silence or lie in silence. I must change my thinking. I must change my mood and start again. This law follows the law of polarity very well. This law states that the energy of the multiverse is like a pendulum. If something swings to the left, it must swing to the right to balance. It is like a dance swinging, swaying and flowing. If you think about it, everything is growing or dying. This comes from the vibrations and rhythm produced by cycles, phrases, and development patterns. As I said, I'm feeling it here. Some days I come here, a lot of people on here. Some days nobody's on here because this is the ebb and the flow of things. And I must remind myself, even though sometimes or most times it's discouraging, because when you put all your effort and time into things and it doesn't work according to how you want it to work, of course you're going to be discouraged. And of course you're going to be trodden and beaten down. But you must remind yourself that it is the ebb and the flow of things, all things. That is exactly why I can keep going. Because the discouragement is real. Once you understand how to use this law to your benefit. You will master the techniques to allow flow and balance. You will understand how to rise on negative cycles, to never be overexcited or allow negative situations to penetrate your conscious mind. This key to success is mastering this law is to know how to maintain a balance, because you have to have the balance. Take a moment to think about this. How can some companies thrive in a recession while others fail? Is it luck or their ability to overcome negative situations and see opportunities? And this brings me to the end of the law of polarity. So guys, next we are going on to the 12th law of the 12 laws of the multiverse. And this is the finale. This is the final one I'm going to bring to you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your likes. Thank you for the subscribe. If you have subscribed, I am so grateful to all of you. Gratitude keeps me connected to the multiverse. I am so glad Jesus in heaven, my Jesus in heaven. I am so glad I am on the finale, the finale, the finale, the finale. 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12. So guys, we're going to temper speed with stillness now, and we're going to go into the 12th law. As I said, my gratitude is there. Guys, I am suffering from discouragement. Not that somebody is telling me with their mouth, like, oh, discouraging me. Don't do that, don't do that. That's not, it's my own thing, you know, try so hard. Sometimes I go out and beyond, trying hard graft. Some can't find no rest, some can't find no peace. Hard graft. And sometimes what you're expecting does not come back to you. And it, as human beings, we get discouraged. But as I said, we must rest and start again. Because there's a lot of power in changes. There's a lot of power and strength in resting. Let's dive into the 12th law of the multiverse. And it says manifestation requires balance of energy. So you must always balance your energy. That's what it requires. Creation requires both yin and yang. Both masculine and feminine energy is required in equilibrium to create anything. Sexual reproduction of species is a great example of the law in the physical world, and in the way it is more obvious to us. Hallelujah. This concept also applies in the energy world. No creation, i.e., converting an idea into reality, is possible without the balance of male and female energy. First, we must understand a very important concept. All, including us, have a combination of male and female energies, and we must balance them to create the things we want. Although we are born with male or female sexual organs, we all have both energies within us that have nothing to do with our sex or sexuality. No, in terms of energy, male energy is creative, practical, and far-sighted, but unbalanced. It can take one form of control, anger, and conflict. On the other hand, when female energy is balanced with male energy, it is intelligent, nurturing, and intuitive. Unbalanced, it is fragile, and his personal strength is weakened. The trick is to balance these energies because only when both are used correctly can be manifest or desires in the material world. The second part of the law reminds us that everything, including our desires, has a gestation period, during which they will continue to grow until they emerge in the material world. In the creative process, this is a good example of the law of rhythm. Do you want to give birth to the baby 1 week after conception? Or are you willing to wait for the 9-month cycle for him to develop into a baby that can survive outside the womb? Which would you prefer? We must be patient with our desires because everything created in the world was first a seeding of thought that was nurtured by the male and female energy for a period of time. Gestation, it is called, before it becomes a reality. The advice in this segment says embrace your male and female energies to achieve a balance and nourishes and tends your ideas and desire during the inevitable gestational period before their manifestation. Finally, the law of gender has little to do with physical gender. Rather, it means that there are two main types of energy. You can think of them as masculine and feminine, yin and yang, or anima and animus. We all have a certain amount of both energies, and if we want to live happily, we must find a way to strike a balance between the two. Think about the role each type of energy seems to play in your life, and whether any of them is in excess or deficit. I was telling one of my friends that we all have the two, each person have the male and the female. And I know that because if I am doing something, if I am out and about, whether late or early, and somebody attacked me, that's where I have to put on my boots and I have to erupt my masculine energy, because I'm not going to make somebody jump me if I find myself in that situation, or rape me or do something to me. So I will have to find my masculine energy to fight the good fight. Likewise, I can be a lady in my feminine energies. So if I need to dress up and wear my stilettos and carry on with my handbag, then I can put my female energy forward, because we both have them. It has nothing to do with everything else, but it's what it is. Yeah? The law of gender applies to everything, and everything has yin and yang. On the physical level, everyone has a male or female body, but physicality, psychologically, everyone is androgynous. Everyone has a left brain and a right brain. To really master this law, you need to keep your ego in check. Let your ego deal with your physical being, but do not let it dominate your emotional being. By mastering this law, you can create a better balance between your male and female attributes. And everything in your life, personally and professionally, will flow much easier. Ebb and flow. Yin and yang. Yes, guys, and that brings me to the end. That brings me to the end of the 12 laws of the multiverse. Now I'm going to tell you this conclusion here, putting it all together. So this is the conclusion. There you have it. The 12 universal laws before you get overwhelmed. Incorporating them into your lives is more about understanding and conceptualizing them in a meaningful way for you. They don't have to be analyzed, just understand the concept and keep them in mind to learn how to use them in everyday environments. Know that these laws have been introduced to you. They are likely to appear in your life over and over and over again. Big love, big respect. The 12 laws of the multiverse. And here it comes to an end. So I'm going to end with one of my poems. I start with Psalms 1. So I'm going to end with my own poetry here. And we're going to talk about tomorrow. We're going to talk this one about tomorrow. If tomorrow never comes. So a short little spicy one I've done. It's not even finished, but I'm going to tell you what it says here. It's called Tomorrow. If your tomorrow comes, don't look for shadows. Tomorrow is not promised. Sometimes time is borrowed. Like, live a great life. Don't live it in regret or sorrow. If me did know always come last. We do spoken words, bring words to life, no spell cast. Live in the present, keep the lesson, don't live in the past. Tempered speed with stillness, no hurry, no go fast. Only the good you do will last. Sometimes remember to wear a mask. You will get there in time, but you can travel first class. Looking through the glass. I am seeing some things I have never seen before. I am thinking some things I haven't thought of before. I am doing some things I haven't done before. I am writing some things I haven't written before. This collaborative effort, team spirit, is opening my consciousness a new release of words. Bring to life spoken words. If words are not spoken, they die. Die the death, the creator of all things there is, you met. Get yourself in order, get set. In your high consciousness, your heavens sit. No need for a big jet, the candles are lit. Sealer. Yes? So this is where, guys, we are going to end our live broadcast or live stream. Whatever happens, I can raise my hands and I can say, I have covered the 12 laws of the multiverse. It took me 3 sessions to finish it, but I have finished it. So that burden is not on my shoulder because I've bring it to the massive. Big love, big respect. May the Most High God bless you. I say I be more you and give you rest. Peace.